I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2014 July 30th Legal and Finance Committee for the City of Rapid City. The first order of business is the roll call and the determination of a quorum.
Here.
Here. Okay, great. Up next, we have the adoption of the agenda. We do have one item to add to the agenda. The item will be number 12A. It's an approved event permit for Love to Bridal Fair to be held on August 24th, 2014. That'd be 12A for anybody who's interested. Any other additions? I entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
Move. Second.
Motion by Laurenti, second by Nordstrom. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Up next is general public comment. Now is the time for the members of the public to discuss or express concerns to the council on any item not on the agenda. Action will not be taken at the meeting on any item not on the agenda except for placement on the agenda by a unanimous vote of the council members present. I currently have no speaker request forms for anything. Does anybody wish to speak on anything that's not currently on the agenda? None appearing. I'm going to move on to consent items numbers 1 through 28. I currently have no speaker request forms on items 1 through 28. Does anybody wish to speak on those items? Okay, I'm going to close public comment on items 1 through 28 and move on to council lights for items 1 through 28. Does anybody wish to remove any items from 1 through 28 from the consent calendar? None appearing. I'll entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 28.
So moved.
Motion by Drew, second by Nordstrom. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 29. Item from Alderman Ron Weifenbach, discuss public safety issue at the bridge across from the swim center. And I do believe that Jeff Bigler is here to address that item, if you would, sir. Jeff Bigler from Parks and Rec.
Thank you very much. This item is in response to an email that was received by city management and council members regarding the bike path that goes underneath the bridge under Omaha, right near the swim center, so at Waterloo and Omaha. The concern was that the individual was on a bicycle, rode his bicycle underneath there during the daylight hours, and hit some broken glass, blew out both of his tires, and was concerned that he couldn't see the surface of the bike path down there, and that there was an issue with lighting. Now, underneath that bridge, there are 3 light fixtures which are functioning. However, in visiting the site, I can certainly understand the issue at hand, and it is that there is a kind of a drastic contrast between light and dark. When you're starting out in the light on one side of the bridge, you're looking into the darkness underneath the bridge, and then just beyond it, you see the bike path then illuminated again in the sunlight. So there's a real drastic contrast in light and dark. I spoke with the individual who sent the email, and what we are going to do is we're going to take a look at a different type of light fixture that might provide a little more illumination down and to the pathway itself, so that an individual coming down into that would be able to see any obstructions or debris that might be on the pathway itself. When you're underneath the bridge for a few minutes and your eyes become accustomed to it, there is illumination, and I think at nighttime and in the darkness, that illumination is probably just fine, but it's only in the daytime hours that there seems to be an issue. So we are looking at that, try to find some additional light fixtures for that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your update, and I do believe it's been taken care of. So, entertain a motion to acknowledge.
Move to acknowledge. Second.
Motion to acknowledge by Laurenti, and I will go to item Steve Laurenti. Okay. Darla, do you wish to speak? Darla Drew.
I'm just wondering if the other bridges that are along the bike path will experience similar upgrades. I would think they would have problems that would, be the same. It's going into the darkness of a tunnel.
Well, we are looking at all of them, and each one is a little different. Some of the bike path, or some of the bike paths under the bridges don't have any lighting, and it seems to be fine because of what is kind of in the background. There doesn't seem to be that contrast of light and dark, but we are looking at all of the underpasses to make sure that the same situation doesn't exist there.
That was it. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion is to acknowledge. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 30. Item number 30 is Resolution 2014-073 of intent to take a statutory authorized increase in property tax revenue as part of the annual appropriation ordinance for 2015. I have a motion to move the council without recommendation. Do I have a second? Second by Darla Drew, motion by Laurenti. And I do have recognized Pauline Sumption, our finance officer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My preference would just be to continue this to the next legal and finance meeting so you can get most of the budget hearings out of the way prior to that.
Is that okay with it? Is that okay with the motion maker?
With
I think we should probably go with the recommendation of our finance officer just because she is the resident expert. So the motion is to move to the next legal and finance meeting, which would be on August 13th. That's okay with the motion maker and the seconder? Motion is to move, okay. Everybody understands the motion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Item number 31 is introduction and first reading of ordinance 5999 regarding the fiscal year 2015 appropriation ordinance. I have a motion by Laurenti to continue the next legal and finance meeting August 13th. Do we have a second? Second. Second by Drew. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Community Planning and Development Services. Item number 32 is a second reading of recommendation of ordinance 5997 to amend Rapid City Municipal Code section 2.60.030 to change the month in which the Planning Commission members are appointed. Motion by Laurenti to approve, second by Nordstrom. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Item number 33, introduction and first reading of ordinance 6005 to establish a community investment committee by adding section 2.24.090 to the Rapid City Municipal Code. Motion approved by Laurenti, second by Nordstrom. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Item number 34 is introduction and first reading of ordinance 6006 to establish a Strengthening Families Committee by adding section 2.24.100 to the Rapid City Municipal Code. Motion by Nordstrom, second by Drew. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Police Department, I'd like to recognize Carl Jegris, Police Chief.
Sorry to delay one of the quickest legal and finance meetings ever. On item number 12A, I just wanted to provide just a little bit of clarification.
By all means.
Main Street Square does have a alcohol license for this event. It's on a Sunday afternoon. It's a bridal fair. And it's in the best interest of the community to continue allowing Main Street to be open to through traffic. So to help mitigate that, we intend to have an officer down there to ensure that any alcohol does not leave the crosswalk that would connect the south side of Main Street from the north side of Main Street as people go back and forth in the approved area here. So,
thank you, Chief. Anybody have any further discussion? We're here.
I have a question. So the Main Street Square has to get a special permit for every event they have?
No, this one is actually going to the north side, or correction, the south side of Main Street because it's a collaborative event that involves the Alex Johnson Hotel, so they're trying to capture the area between both points.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the motion is to adjourn. Any further discussion on the motion to adjourn? All in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.